No one knows this maze better than I. No one thinks of me, my feelings, pent up in this maze of two tall buildings hemming me in. When you walk down my cobblestones, think of Spain. The way they let their bulls run free through all them old, narrow, crowded stone streets. Then you'll know what it means for every man to be for himself. You worship the power of the blood, the sport, and you wave your red flag while you pray I will knock you down. But, you know, before I was a bull, I was just a neighborhood. A running wall of blinking, streaming lights, a ticker tape, a letters, and numbers. Yet, before I was the voice of money, a newspaper and an international symbol, a concept and a construct, before I was all that, I was just a simple street. And before I was a street, I was a wooden fence built by a few African slaves following orders from their Dutch overlord. You know that joke about 60 guilders at $24? You don't know that joke? You know about how the price of Manhattan was the best deal in real estate history? Yeah. Who are we kidding? We know that guns were the only way to convince the natives that land is something which can be owned. Imagine, back then, I was just a rickety picket fence, the northern boundary of a camp, a land grab, a fledgling colony owned by some rinky-dink corporation. Yeah. Before I was a street, I was the wall. Protection. Blocking out the wilderness, keeping the danger at bay. It's funny to think how even back then I was protecting the invaders from invasion. Like, the English will tell you that I was built to keep out the Indians. But the Dutch will say they built me to keep out the very English who knocked me down. And you know, the failure of New Amsterdam will always be the triumph of New York. I am a river which cannot be dammed. And believe me, thousands of beavers have tried. And furs, which made me rich, have long been replaced by suits and ties. I have always hedged my bets, borrowed against the future, and speculated with interest. And yeah, I paid a market rate. The condition of my market is like the weather. There will always be storms. The wall protects, and the wall pretends. Does it matter to a street that once it was a wall? Once there was a big old tree in the very spot where your stock exchange now stands. Its canopy of leaves was an umbrella under which the traders of so many nations gathered to make their deals. That big square building replaced the dappled shade. And now inside, there grows a forest of ticker tape. The branches of your government spread out from them same tangled roots. Why, right across the square, Federal Hall, the very steps where George Washington took his oath of office. All your founding fathers stood there, tallying the bill they charged for human rights. This is democracy, they say. Anyone can pay to play. Today, I got security guards to keep the riffraff off my historic cobblestone. But who needs an office when your lobby is as big as mine? Private deals take place in all kinds of halls. The federal, as well as those of the Empire State. So come, walk down my street. Let me sell you another tower, only this one will be higher than before, so I can watch you jump in the season of my fall. The tall trees of commerce cast their shadows onto maiden and pearl, blocking out the light for all the little men who walk beneath. But still, the island where I live, it's a magnet for the world. Read the smoke signals of my billowing pyres of cash. I keep them burning through the night.